You're listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Interfed Radio. Welcome to Project Iron. With me in studios, I have Commissioner Wes Nichols and Commissioner James. Mr. James, Wes, how you guys doing?
It's General Manager, Mr.
Hey,
Whoa.
General Manager James is in the house.
It's all about the title, my friend.
Hey now, gotta get it right.
Says that.
Gotta get it right. Now, guys, like I said, it's an honor to get both of you guys on this show. I know we got a pay-per-view coming up, and we want to, kind of catch up our GNL fans as to what's going on. And like I said, in terms of what's going on with the GNL, like I said, GNL is, probably the creme de the crop in terms of iron leagues. If you don't believe me, go take a look for yourself. Shoot. Anybody that has a question or anything that anyone wants to debate it, feel free to come on air, and we'll debate that one, till we die. Because yeah, that action there in the GNL is as hot as it comes. Not everybody is fit to survive in the GNL, like I said. But three wrestlers.
We know that. We know that some people just die out.
Yeah, it happens, But again, we got this pay-per-view, Uprising.
That's right, Uprising. We're hitting up our fourth pay-per-view in the GNL, and this one hasn't been promoted quite as well. James and I do apologize for not recording our shows. Real life has gotten in the way, but we're getting everything straightened out to where we just had Tour 19 in the GNL, and James and I will be doing our tour review show, picking up there and taking off with it. But man, things have been going great in GNL.
Oh yeah. Now, Wes, before you get going with the pay-per-view, can we just shout out some of the COH titles that have moved around? I mean, just to give. I mean, this is an iron show, and I know we did say we were going to try and cover some of those COH titles, and I know the GNL wrestlers have had their fair share of luck gaining some of those titles. So
absolutely. I would first of all, before I get too balls deep here, I want to give a huge shout out to Mike Drake for all of his contributions for the Cage of Honor. He books these matches, and dude, he does a hell of a job whenever he books them. Like he puts the best of the best in there, and I dig it. I really dig what he's doing right now. But this
real quick, can I just say something real quick? I really thought that you were going to give Flip a trivia question right there.
Oh, negative. There were so many trivia questions yesterday. And by the way, guys, whenever it's your old lady's birthday, you don't have many trivia questions, and you cannot get too intoxicated on her birthday. I did.
Word to the wise.
Dude, respect your woman's birthday, bro. That's but dude, from here on out, it can only get better next year, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
you got to start from the bottom and work your way up.
That's right. You can't set that bar too high. So, but no, this past tour, Tour 19, some of the COH matches, interleague matches that were booked, Dr. Savage was in a quarterfinal match in the Massacre of Honor tournament. The winner of that tournament receives $250,000 and a shot at the ICW King of Deathmatch Championship. Dr. Savage was in that tournament, and I want to say he won that match. I do believe. I'll actually have to reflect back to the bulletin and look at that. And Maria Jane is the COH Women's World Champion, and she defeated HWL League's Queen Walker. Dorgon and Prince Lee challenged for the COH Ironman Tag Team Championships against Roderick Rampage and Mike Vendetta, and Rampage and Vendetta were victorious. Then the HLL's Hawkeye Science, Dianus, and I cannot pronounce this gentleman's name. Elmaglan, something of that nature. They defeated the COH six-man trios champions, which was Joe Duggan, Henry Defile, and Zolo.
By one? By two?
I think it was close. Yeah, it was super close.
Now,
Drake.
I mean, for those people that don't know, I mean, some maybe you're unaware, maybe you haven't looked that far into the IWA, but Mike actually signs all these matches through Interleague,
Yes.
so they get printed in the bulletin. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean that makes it that much more relevant. It makes it. I mean, obviously there's a lot of ways to determine a winner. What makes the COH unique in their own way is that all these matches get signed and printed in the bulletin.
Yes, and they're all printed cross league. So the GNL is in the GNL bulletin, or those matches are in the GNL bulletin, the HLL bulletin, and the HWL bulletin. So they're cross printed in all three of those bulletins, so everybody can see what's going on. But Drake Douglas from the GNL is the COH Ironman champion, and Mr. James knows something about that Ironman championship.
Yes, I do.
Drake Douglas.
Get it back.
Drake Douglas defeated HLL's Hated One to retain that championship. And
is Dorgon the number one contender for that Ironman championship now?
You would have to talk to Mr. Mike Johnson, the commissioner of the COH.
I'm not sure about that, but I thought I heard somewhere that Dorgon was challenging for the COH Ironman championship once again.
They're actually getting ready to. They're doing a match between Drake Douglas and $1 Million Mahler. Mahler has a COH. He has the COH Center Stage Championship, and I think that they may.
Is he putting it up at Uprising?
It's going to be championship versus championship. I think that they're going to merge those championships together. And but Vicious Timothy Clark is the COH Heritage Champion, and he defeated HWL's Duke Ken.
Nice.
And he's actually going to.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Wes, but Timothy or Vicious Timothy has been at GNL from the start, or did he come on it shortly after?
I want to say that he came in.
He came in
maybe
like
two or three, four, something like that.
Wow. So yeah, he's been here for.
Yeah, he's an OG. Yeah, he's an OG.
Nice, congrats.
And Prince Lee is the Project Iron champion, or the ICW champion, and he dubbed his championship the Project Iron Championship, but he defended his championship and retained it, and he also advanced in the semifinals of a tournament, and this is to crown the COH Grand Champion, and he is now in the finals of that.
Nice, congrats.
Then there will be a best of the best tournament starting in the COH. The tournament is a double elimination, and the winner will receive $500,000, and the winner will receive a ICW championship match. Probably against Princely, just saying. But
Yeah, no,
But
and it's awesome, Wes, that you have been keeping an eye on the iron. Like I said, maybe there's some managers out there that are interested in coming to the iron. Obviously, we are promoting the GNL, and the GNL is angle-based league. So if you feel like running some angles, you feel like trash talking, come on over.
oh yes,
There are
definitely.
a lot of leagues in the iron. Obviously, the COH has its own set of leagues that they have the matchups. If you're looking for a good tournament, if you're looking for some good action, maybe you're more of a numbers guy. Look into the
Right.
COH. They have a lot of stuff going on there. Like I said, shout out to Mike Drake and everything that goes on with the COH behind the scenes, brother.
And not to interrupt or anything, but anybody who is looking to come to the GNL, if you don't know where to start, message us, message either myself or Wes, and we can point you in the right direction of somebody who's maybe not like balls deep into a
Feud
feud where
or
you're gonna,
rivalry.
yeah, you're gonna interfere in something that's already happening. We can point you in the right direction. There's always guys looking for somebody to face off against or start something with. And I mean, that's how a lot of the best rivalries in the GNL have happened, is just they come to us like, who do you want us to face? And it just starts from there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I had a guy the other day. We were talking about this pay-per-view that's coming up next tour, Uprising, and this manager's like, um, "Who's available?" And I was like, "Okay." So I just went down through the bulletin, and I'm
Oh,
like,
you can say it, Wes. You can be like, damn, Flip keeps fucking bugging me and shit. Like,
No, 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 no. It definitely wasn't you. But no, I had this manager, and I'm like, hey, your guys have been doing great. Do you want in this pay per view? And he's like, who's available? And I just sent like this list of everybody that's available, and he was like, let's go this one, let's go this one. And so that's kind of how it's been. But yeah, like James was saying, if you guys want to get into a good angle based storyline, the GNL is definitely the place to be. And he and I can steer you in the right direction to help you get that start against somebody that's definitely going to write with you and work with you and take care of your characters. Um, and if you want to be more involved in any of the COH events, um, myself, Mike Drake, we coordinate enough together to where we know what's going on. He knows exactly kind of how he wants this things ran. And dude, I'm telling you right now, he's delivering. Like this tournament that's getting ready to start, this best of the best. He's like, I need two superstars from the GNL. Who are you thinking? And I just automatically looked on the bulletin, and I'm like, here's two people that are on fire right now, and let's get more of the GNL players involved in this stuff.
I'm
So
yeah.
tomorrow.
so I threw Dorgon and Evil Wonder Woman in it,
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
and
Nice.
Gon gets thrown into shit that he shouldn't be in.
but but
Now,
I'm
now
telling
in terms of Uprising, Wes, I know we got a lot of cover on the pay per view. Who's the first matchup you have slated on Uprising?
for Uprising, the Curtain Jerker boys, Vicious Timothy Clark going against the bad seed Ryan Greed.
Nice.
We don't know a lot about Ryan Greed. He has been pretty mysterious in the GNL, and he hasn't really sunk his teeth into the league that much as of yet. But we all know Timothy Clark. We know what he's capable of, and I mean he just defeated Prince Lee for the Future Legends championship this tour, and he's a great competitor. He always trash talks. He's been wanting this match with Ryan Greed, and so
You,
we're
you,
gonna.
you know anytime I see Ryan Greed, what comes to mind is that freaking horrible Sylvester Stallone movie, Over the Top. The
yeah.
I just think of him as a trucker, just traveling from town to town, doesn't really want to say much, but oh man.
See, and I think we spoke about this in the bulletin. If you read mine and Wes's back and forth, and I said it. Ryan Greed may think that he might take this match lightly, but don't take Vicious Timothy Clark lightly because he has surprised many of people.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and
Nice.
dude, he does like crazy. I mean, it's like you can go against him, 3 tours in a row, and you may beat him 3 tours in a row, but that 4th tour, like he'll stomp you, dude. He stomps you. I mean,
nice.
he's so unpredictable, and following that matchup, we have Joe Duggan versus Mo Greenhouse of Highly Suspect.
Now, I wish, our good old friend, our pal, our misrepresented, whatever you want to call him, Dr. Worthington would have still been here because I think Joe Duggan could have benefited from his drug testing and from all the rehab and stuff. But rumor has it that Joe Duggan is going to rehab. Looks like the drugs got the best of him. He's been ending up in ditches throughout throughout the GNL territories, and it looks like he's going to rehab, and looks like Mo Greenhouse is going to be one of his first tests.
I think Spencer Bateman would have something to say about that.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Like, Dr. Worthington was the problem. Dr. Worthington.
Oh, excuse me, guys. I was wrong earlier. Dr. Savage actually lost his quarterfinals matchup by he lost it by 2 points. Sorry.
Aha.
But
Correction noted.
yes, and it was 1 point that Zolo, Henry DeFile, and Joe Duggan lost the 6-man championships.
Ah, yeah, close. Maybe if they were getting along better, they would have kept that. But
yeah, maybe if Joe Duggan wasn't sitting in ditches.
But we have a grudge match between Henry DeFile and Humongous, and we all know what Humongous is capable of. Whenever he came into the league, he was absolutely on fire. League champion, junior world champion, and then Joe Duggan actually ran over Humongous with a forklift.
With a forklift? That was awesome.
And so,
what? Kids, don't ever drive and under the influence, as you'll end up running over certain individuals.
Huge individuals.
Oh, poor Humongous. But you know what? I mean, Henry looks like just coming off of Triple Crown here in the GNL. Is blaming Humongous for kind of introducing Joe to drugs. So looks like he wants his revenge, his grudge settled. So
who knows? After this, Joe Duggan might find himself with Reverend James Jones finding the light, and he might dedicate his life to God.
There you go. Yeah. Even though I don't think the Reverend practices.
The Reverend still has that little freaky kid around, and I just won't go near him.
Oh,
everywhere
not at all.
he goes, he keeps following him, and I'm like, you know what? You're not allowed in my office anymore. Go away.
Go away.
He just stands in the corner too, just staring.
Yeah. The creeps.
Yeah.
The creeps.
Yeah. I'm gonna scissor kick him in his gizzard.
But Roderick Rampage and Mike Vendetto will defend.
Who I've had their back since day one. I just want everybody to know this.
That you have. These guys are pay-per-view winners.
Oh yeah.
But they will defend their Super Next Crown Tag Team Championships against newcomers ruthless Rhett Rose and sadistic Sammy Rose, and there might even be another team added to that. That's still, every card is subject to change. So Deacon Dave will defend his junior next round championship, and it's going to be a multiple person match. I cannot disclose the combatants in that match at this point in time. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Now is it okay if we mention that Deacon Dave actually, came to the commissioner's office and asked for more of a challenge, or
he was challenged by Princely, and Princely has he was the inaugural junior next round champion and lost that championship to Deacon Dave Tour 10, challenged again Tour 15 at the collision course, and he also challenged Deacon Dave Tour 18 for the junior next crown here, Tour 20 for Uprising. Deacon Dave came back and he did come to the commissioner's office and said that he wanted a challenge for his junior next crown, that he did want to be involved in a larger match with more than one competitor in that match. So kudos to him.
What a showman! What a showman! I'm telling you.
and his mindset, because I mean, Deacon Dave and Reverend James Jones have been on top of their game since their arrival in the Generation X League. But like I said, the competitors for that match, and no, Princely will not be one of the competitors in that match. He has had his rematch. He failed to capitalize on that rematch, and it's time for
Don't hey Wes, say it like it is. Blake Stone just too much of an individual. No, Blake, blame it on Blake Stone.
Blake Stone, that little motherfucker.
Blake's.
But yes, those competitors will be revealed, and I'll probably reveal them whenever James and I record our tour review show. We still have a few kinks to work out. But the COH members, Roderick Rampage, Drake Douglas, and Mike Vendetta will defend their Super Neck Crown Trios championships against also some newcomers into the GNL, which have been very successful in the Trios division, as they just retained the Generation X Elite Trios Championships, and that is Tom T. Thomas, Sam S. Samuels, and Robert R. Robertson.
TSR, huh? TSR. TSR.
Yes, TSR. Reverend James Jones will defend his Super Next Crown Championship against highly suspect member Hijacks. That's a match that stumps me. I feel as if Hijacks is not. I don't think his mind's right for this matchup. He hasn't been concentrating on it enough. You can't go half-hearted into a matchup with Reverend James Jones. He's a 5-time undisputed Generation X World Heavyweight Champion.
He's a two-time. Is he two-time Iron Champion, or is he just one?
One.
One time Iron Champion, but still, he's won Federation title.
Oh yes.
He's the first member of the GNL to make the IWA report.
Yes, and
well, you know what? Ever since those highly suspect crew just looks like they brought their whole looks like the whole party came, so they maybe just had a little too much to smoke.
Oh my goodness! They brought the whole
factory.
Everybody who works at Smoking Shop showed up at the GNL all of a sudden.
Right?
Oh yes.
Man.
Prince Lee will defend his Project Iron Championship that he dubbed, which is originally the ICW Championship, and his competitor will be named at a later date, which he is more or less doing a Iron Federation Open Challenge.
Nice.
And the main event will showcase two GNL superstars that have been on top of their game within the past. Well, one of these superstars was a GNL original. He's been in the GNL since day one, and that's Drake Douglas. He and Million Dollar Mahler will be Drake Douglas will be defending the COH Ironman Championship, and Million Dollar Mahler will be defending his COH Center Stage Championship. And
now, Wes, if you allow me, man, that's one of those like dream matchups in my sense, brother, because you got somebody that has, like I say, it has credentials here in the GNL from the start. Yes. All of a sudden, you have this outsider that comes in, says, "Hey, okay, this league is hot. Let me go make my mark there." And Myler came in and he's been fired, brother. I mean, wow.
Oh yeah,
and with the trash talk and everything, it's beautiful, brother.
Oh, their write-ups have been tremendous, and like I said before we started recording, whatever the listeners right now, I want you to go to the GNL Tour 19 bulletin that was just posted Tuesday and read Drake Douglas's trash talk. Oh man, I can't, dude. That is one of the best trash talks I've ever read. I mean, it was knocked out of the freaking park, and that's why I set this match as the main event, because these two gentlemen have put so much into this matchup, and this is one of those, like you said, dream matchups to where they're going to merge these two championships in this one match, and this is a pay-per-view worthy main event.
Definitely.
But we also are wrapping up the GNL's very first tournament. I always wanted to do a complete. I wanted to do a G1 style pay-per-view. James knows this. I've talked about it, but the format for a pay-per-view is just unorthodox, and I honestly don't think it can be done. But I started the Super X1 tournament with 16 GNL superstars and 4 superstars in 4 separate blocks. Let's see. Million Dollar Mahler, Anthony Hodges, and Prince Lee won all of their matches.
Unanimous.
And so, I mean, there was no going back on that. They won their matches. And in the first block, Maria Jane won 2 matches and Dorgon won 2 matches, and they had a decision match which Dorgon won. That was Tour 18, and Tour 19, Dorgon defeated Million Dollar Mahler to advance to the finals, and Prince Lee defeated the Platinum Prince Anthony Hodges to advance to the finals. So Dorgon, Prince Lee, they're both in the realm. They have had, James, how many matches have they had together since day one? How many matches? I mean,
I just ready to count.
I think they have at least had one match every single tour since tour number 1. They've held
never more significant than this one though.
they've held tag team championships together. They've held trios. They've held trios. They've held the junior tag team. They've had the elite tag team.
The elite.
Yes, they held the elite tag team on 2 separate occasions. They joined with the newest member of the realm, Zolo. They had Zolo join in. They won the junior trios championships together.
Right off the bat, too.
These boys have been up and down the road together. They have teamed together. They have been a unit together, and they have, whenever the realm of became a faction in the GNL, it was Dorgon and Princely.
Honestly, even before the realm was there, they were
the first two graduates of the Generation Next League or the Generation Next Gym.
Nice.
But Dorgon and Princely will square off for the finals of the Super X1 tournament, and that winner
will that be at the pay-per-view or no? Or to be determined?
I would say it would be a pay-per-view match, but these gentlemen already have pay-per-view matches.
Gotcha.
Yes. So it probably will not be run at the pay-per-view. But the winner will receive a championship opportunity for any of the three Next Crown championships that they choose, either the Super, the Junior, the four, Super, the Junior, Tag, or Trios of their choosing. If they want Tag, Trios, whatever, they'll pick their partners and go for it. If they want a shot at the Super Next Crown or Junior Next Crown, they can determine that match whenever they choose. It's more or less that is the Generation Next version of Money in the Bank.
I love it.
Yep.
And it's crazy to think that out of all of the competitors, I mean, that were in this tournament, you had Dorgon, Joe Duggan, Maria Jane, Joseph G. Clark, $1 Million Miler, Drake Douglas, Big Floppy Disk 1, Frogger J. Dixon, Platinum Prince, Anthony Hodges, Humongous, Mo Greenhouse, Doc Washington, Prince Lee, The Bad Seed, Ryan Greed, Vicious Timothy Clark, and Josh Butterscotch. And to think that Princely and Dorgon went through this tournament and they are the two in the finals, that is a tremendous feat within itself, because it
just shows how competitive those two are and how much they're going to rise to the occasion. I mean, a match is a match, but when you got tournaments like this, that it's an endurance test, Wes, I mean, that's awesome.
You know what? I think ever since the Highly Suspect boys put those remarks about Dorgon and Princely with the hardly used condoms and the
Dragon Blaze
and the Dragon Breath candle, keeping gold away. Ever since then, these guys have had a fire lit under them. So maybe they should thank Highly Suspect for getting their ass back in gear.
Nice.
Yes, I mean, I think one of the greatest things that I feel accomplished from the Super X1 tournament was in the first round of the second block. We started this tournament Tour 16, and Drake Douglas and $1 Million Miler just were starting the rivalry, and they were in a first round match against each other. Oh my gosh. Dude, that added fuel to the fire on the rivalry. That couldn't have worked out any perfect to help with the buildup of their match. But for Lee and Dorgon, Tour 18 was very, very successful for Lee and Dorgon. Dorgon picked up his first reign as United States champion. Lee picked up his third reign as Future Legends champion. They picked up their second reign as Elite Tag Team champions. And funny fact, the Trios championships that they won, that was Zolo's fifth reign.
Dang.
That was Prince Lee's second reign, and that was Dorgon's first reign.
Hey, there we go. Gotta keep those Japaneses together,
It's crazy. Like this, at the end of the day, man, it's a game that we all love and that we all enjoy. We're all we're all marks for the business of professional wrestling, and it's our own little slice of the IWA. And as like James was saying earlier, we have all these really freaking amazing managers in the GNL. Like, take the manager of the Flock. Reverend James Jones is a 5-time undisputed Generation X World Heavyweight Champion. He's the Super Next Crown Champion. Deacon Dave, he's been a undisputed Generation Next World Heavyweight Champion. He's been a Generation Next Junior World Champion. He's the Junior Next Crown Champion right now. Reverend James Jones was an Iron Federation champion. We have all of these great managers that have done all these wonderful things, and in the Generation Next League, we have this little bubble to where it's like a family atmosphere, to where we all talk to each other, we all coordinate with each other, we all talk out angles and all of these variables for the league itself, and determine what the best fit is for the league, what's the best play for the league. And everybody just, like, you come up with, like, somebody has an idea and the players put that, dude, they just put it in motion. Like, there's no holding nobody there. You don't have to hold anyone's hand. Like, everybody just takes their own initiative and boom, it's there.
I really like how everybody coordinates and nobody steps on each other's toes or anything like that. Like, if somebody has an idea, and as long as they both agree with it, they're like, yeah, fucking run with it, you know?
And everybody has taken so much care of the other's characters when they're doing their trash talks and write-ups. Nobody's afraid to take hits.
Oh yeah, I think like you mentioned Mike's trash talk. I mean, that's the beauty of it. I mean, you can't always get your characters over, but now Wes, is there anything else you want to put on this one before? Like I said, I know we got another show that we want to actually put out, also covering the rest of the action there in the GNL. But in terms of the pay-per-view for our listeners, is there anything else we want to mention on this one?
As of right now, no, that's it. Like I said, big shout out to Mike Drake for everything that he's doing in the COH, for all of his tournaments and matchups, and putting the Generation X League superstars in these matches. And it's a testament to the GNL for the competitors that we do have in the league, because the GNL guys are, winning these matches and winning these championships. And it's good to see that our guys can go outside, so to say, of the GNL umbrella and still be successful. It just shows the level of superstars that we do have in the GNL.
Yeah, our guys GNL can go toe to toe with anybody. Not just, and I don't think it's just Iron. Honestly, I think it's anybody in the IWA. And for just being just over a year in the IWA, I think that we've built a family atmosphere with our managers, and we all take care of each other, and we're all really good at what we do.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I'm going to second that one. Gentlemen, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and sign us off here on this show here. But anyone that thought that the GNL was dying, or that the GNL was shutting down, like, no. Hey, you know what? Life comes first. Again, this is just a game. We do have fun with it, but again, our lives do come first. Rest assured, the GNL is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Hey, before you sign off really quick, I do want to throw out another mention. I want to give a mention to Hamilton Ortiz, because he created this Facebook group, the IWA Classic Man Cave, and what he has done is he has went through his friends list and his sources to find all of these retired veteran IWA players. And he created this page to bring all of these players together.
Nice.
And the GNL had 6 new superstars this tour. And
Nice.
one of those managers came from this page.
Shout out to the IWA
and-
Man Cave.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, he made a post the other day that asked if anybody had returned to play because of the group that he created, and one gentleman commented on it, and he said, I got my thank you for the GNL,
Nice.
or my acceptance for the GNL email, and that dude came in and won the Elite Tag Team Championships this tour.
Nice.
Yeah, straight in the gates. So.
It's always nice to get veteran players back, definitely.
Heck yeah, let's keep this game running, boys. Spread the word.
Those guys know what they're doing, and the only way you're going to get better at this game is by playing the best of the best. And
That's right.
And for those guys to come back and share their wisdom with us, I mean, we know quite a bit now, but there's always more to learn. It's like life. Every day you're learning something new. So for these guys to come back, there might be something that they can teach us, or we can see off of them, and it's a learning experience every time we get that bulletin.
Right, and just remember, for the GNL guys, as long as you book one match with your superstar, you have free creative. You create your wrestlers for free. We offer free match incentives for the Battle Royal. Did Henry Defile just win the Battle Royal?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, 15 free matches for Mr. Flip here. And we offer
now I'm just gonna throw this out there, but I think I'm 3 for 3 on Battle Royals.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure each one of you guys has won.
No, I mean I've only entered it 3 times.
Oh wow. But we offer
spend that dollar, Flip.
Yeah, I gotta spend it more often. I gotta spend it more often to give to the pot, man. I gotta stop being so cheap.
we offer free match incentives for retaining champions. So it's not just league, it's not just tag and trios. Every championship in the GNL, if you retain that championship, you will receive 5 free matches. So just putting the word out there. If you want
plenty of incentives.
If you want a angle-based league with good trash talk, good players to work with, the GNL is the place to be.
And not to mention that it's not just in the bulletins that we do trash talk. We also have our official Generation Next League Facebook page where we encourage trash talk at any time, and
yes.
Keep your stuff going at day, night, any day of the week, whatever. You want to throw something out there, you put it on that page, and I've seen plenty of heat be drawn just from those on there.
What do you say, James? There's never an excuse to say that you missed some trash talk. Don't worry, catch up. Just put it on there. We'll see it.
That's right. Yeah. Like that, the Facebook page has been utilized tremendously.
Oh yeah,
and has drawn a ton of heat.
Nice.
I think me and Anthony Hodges had one of the best ones that was on there lately.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty mad when I took his United States title, but now I gave it up. I got something else.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, fans, so if you're listening, like I said, don't forget to check out the Generation Next League there in the Iron. Make sure you peek in on some of the COH stuff going on in the HLL and the HWL. And again, you've been listening to Commissioner Wes and General Manager Mr. James, myself, IWA Flip here on Project Iron. Till next time, you guys have a good afternoon.
Take care, guys.
Night, guys.